Is it just loading?
Yeah. Oh, now I'm live.
I think so.
Hello.
Yep. Hi, everyone.
What's up, peoples?
What is going
There's
on?
nobody here. It's just me and you.
Woo! Fun times.
Well, since nobody's here, I'm going to disclose all my secrets.
Yes.
And just
Oh,
start off with
I did
everything.
want to tell you that because we were just talking about life stuff before we
Yeah.
went live. I am going to be in a production of Cinderella this
Oh
summer.
my God. That's a huge thing.
Yeah, I'm
Congratulations.
going to be the fairy godmother, and I'm
You're going to be
really
the fairy
excited.
godmother. That's so cute. I love that
So
so
excited.
much. Oh my
Mhm.
God. Yay. Okay, wait, hold on. Tell us more details. Is it like, where is it? It's your community theater or is it like a bigger
So yeah,
production?
this is the community theater of where my parents live. So it's about like
Okay.
20-30 minutes away from me, but that's where I
Nice.
grew up. That's my
Yes.
hometown. And so we're doing the Rodgers and Hammerstein version of Cinderella. So if you've seen the version they did in the 90s with like Brandy and Whitney Houston,
Oh, I never watched that one.
it's on Disney Plus. Go
It's the
watch
best
it.
one?
It's amazing.
Okay.
It's incredible. But that's the kind of music, like that's the kind of version that we're doing. So it's not Disney. Um, but yeah, so I'm very excited to be the fairy godmother. I did a production of this same show a few years back where I was the mean stepmother. So I'm excited to be the fairy godmother this time.
Yeah, I feel like you're more of like, I think you're fluid and you're able to perform both sides of good and evil, but I imagine you as a more of like a nurturing and nicer side. So I
Yes.
feel like the godmother side fits you a little bit better, but I'm sure you did really well for the evil stepmother too as well. That's really exciting. So how many shows are you performing and like how many months are you doing it for?
So we start rehearsals not this coming week, but next week.
Yes.
And then performances are, I think it's the last weekend of June, and there's 5 performances.
Wow.
Yeah, 5 performances in one weekend because we're doing, I think Saturday is the
5
Tuesday.
performances in 1 weekend?
Yeah.
That's insane. Okay, so okay,
Yeah.
tell me how the shows are broken
So
down.
it's going to be Thursday through Sunday, and
Yeah.
then Saturday is a 2 show day.
Damn.
Yeah.
How
So
tired do you get from, like, performing 2 shows in 1 day? Because I am at
exhausted.
it's
I've done
what?
it before, and it's exhausting.
Right?
It is, and it's exhausting no matter like what show it is, no matter how big the role is, no matter
Yeah.
like it just is. 2 show days are tough, and there's people on Broadway doing it
Yeah.
weekly because on Broadway for some reason I don't know why, but Wednesdays
Yeah.
that's like a very normal day to do 2 shows on Broadway,
Yeah.
and then sometimes Saturdays. So it ends up being an 8 show week on Broadway, and it's like, yeah, I would be exhausted. Like, how do you do that? Like, oh my god.
You're just singing for so long, and then you're also, like, moving around the stage so much, and then you're just kind of going through, like, so many different, like, actual motions because you're dancing, you're singing, you're acting. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I just feel like it's just so long to be on stage, and each show is like, how long is this show?
It's pretty standard. So I think including the intermission, it
Yeah,
would probably be about like 2.5 hours.
that's so long because then you're just 5.5 hours of being on.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that doesn't include like all the time that you need to do beforehand to prepare and to kind of like everything on that day of. Do you have like dress rehearsals on each day, or is it just like,
No,
yeah,
no. So like the week leading up to a show is typically what we call tech week, where like the first couple days of that week are strictly what we call a tech rehearsal, where we're not in costume or anything like that. It's strictly a rehearsal to get like all the lighting cues good to go, all anything technical. If there's special effects, like there will be in something like Cinderella because it's magic. Um, things like that. And then the few days right before the opening night performance, the first performance is what we call dress rehearsals, where we are in costume. It's the full show with all the tech stuff so that we know that we're ready for the actual show weekend.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
okay. Well, that's really exciting. That sounds so fun. Basically,
Yeah.
do you have like 2 months to prepare? Yeah. right? You have 2 months to prepare for the whole
It's
show.
gonna be a little over a month, because we start May 12th, and then performances are like June 26th.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Just a little bit over a month. I thought you had like a full clear 2 months because you said end of June.
Well, and some community theaters do take like 2, sometimes even up to 3 months to put on their shows because it's summer shows, and so like everybody has more free time, and so some community theaters do take more time, but I don't think that's the most necessary. But so yeah.
I must say that's like really fun and really cool that your towns and your cities do these community theater things, because I swear to God, there's like none of them in like where I live.
Really?
And, like, I feel like that would have been a really fun thing. If they did, it would be like really expensive. Like it would be like $100 to kind of like watch one of these shows, and it would be like kind of like a ballet or a musical.
Like more like professional shows, not
Yeah, it'll be
theater.
professional. Like it'll be like, yeah. So yeah, it's not as
Gotcha.
accessible to me. And then I would have to head into the city, like downtown Toronto, to go watch the actual, our version of Broadway.
Yeah, because I was about to say, yeah, doesn't Toronto basically have a Broadway? Like they basically have like a professional theater district?
Yeah, they do. But then I don't live in Toronto. I live in Markham, which is like a smaller city outside of Toronto. So I'll have to go into the city to go get it. And then plus, yeah, like the whole idea is that like I just have to pay an arm and a leg to kind of watch a Broadway show.
To go see a show as opposed to like being in a show for free.
Yes. Yes. Wait, your shows are free, right?
So like we obviously don't pay to like participate in them, but I mean you do pay to go see them, but they're really inexpensive.
Okay.
Like they're like maybe, I don't know, $15.
Oh yeah, see, that's so fun. I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous. I just wanna, like, these like stories that we read, like the books that we read where like there's like a Renaissance fair, or like there's like this play that they're doing. It's like, give me that in real life, and you're living that life in a way.
Yeah.
You're doing all these things. Yes. I'm just romanticizing your life right now, basically. And
it's all good. Yeah.
I love it so much. I just love it. So
I would love to go to a Ren fair. There is a Ren fair, like I want to say an hour or two away from me, and I can't remember if it's like in April. It's always in the spring.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd love to go to one of those.
Love
one day.
I love it. I want to go too. I just think it's so fun too. Like the medieval. Do you ever have like the medieval tournaments?
I'm trying to think if there's anything in my area. I know what you're talking about.
Because we have that, and I think maybe I should go because it's like knights on horses, and whoever cheers the loudest,
like jousting and like,
and you get like a turkey leg dinner and like and everything. I think that's so fun. I think it's just like the smell of like horse manure. Like it's just gonna be a little bit tough to stomach, but yes.
Isn't that like medieval times?
Yes, that's exactly what it's called here in Toronto too as well. I'm sure like they call it everywhere.
It's got to be like a franchise. I remember I saw one, like they always have one in big tourist towns. So like the last time I was in Orlando, like going to Disney and Universal, like we definitely passed by one. I would love to go to one day.
It's fun. It seems fun. Okay, well, now that we caught up a little bit, I'm surprised that you actually have a copy of this Witty and Pink novel.
It was only $7 on Amazon, so you know what?
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, I just picked it up.
We gotta support the YA historical romance genre that is kind of picking up steam right now, I have to say. Like, there used to be very little, and then now I feel like that this genre is kind of bleeding into the young adult audience, and I think that probably, I don't know, like I think maybe this is not that far of a connection or far of a reach, but like how YA, there's a lot of fantasy novels that are set in like the the olden times, so like maybe this would have been like a nice little reach for the publishers too, to kind of advertise more. But our book was Witty and Pink by Erica George, and I've never watched the novel. I mean, I never watched the movie. What's the movie called?
Oh, Pretty in Pink?
Yeah, I never watched that movie, Pretty in Pink. So I didn't know if it was like completely based on.
I'm actually not sure. I feel like I got more vibes of like Pride and Prejudice from this.
Yeah.
I watched Pretty in Pink like years ago, so I have no idea. I'd have to like look at the synopsis again.
Yeah.
I feel like Pretty in Pink was like based around like the main character's like Sweet 16 party, so I don't really know.
Yeah, I don't
Maybe
think
it's just a play off of that for the title.
Yeah.
But I definitely got those vibes from like Pride and Prejudice vibes.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
For sure.
It was a definite. I would say that this is definitely like Pride and Prejudice, enemies to lovers. Like the fact that like in the first like 30% of this book, they just hated each other's guts. And they had like really mean things to say about each other that kind of cut each other at the knees.
Yeah.
So I liked that. I liked how it was very enemies to lovers, and it was like a true enemies to lovers where they were like very they had reasons of why they hated each other, but then they also didn't know their backgrounds because they both were poor.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Right.
So Rachel, you do a better job at summarizing the book, so I'm gonna put you on the spot.
Well, and what I wanted to say before summarizing too, because you had brought up like YA historical romances, like did this exist at all like back in the day? Because like I feel like I would have like eaten this shit up when I was a teenager.
Yeah. You know Meg Cabot? Is that how you say her last name?
Did she write historicals?
She used to write historical, and I was looking at my shelves because I bought some of hers from a thrift store, and she used to write historical romances back in the day.
Oh wow, that's gotta be like early 2000s, probably.
Yes, yes, it was very interesting to see. I never read them yet, so I don't know if they're good, but I just thought that YA historical romance is like very different because I don't think that they can go very explicit like the romance historical romances. So I wanted to see how they kind of like play with that, and then also because technically they're of age back in the time. To get married. Like this is like their actual age that they typically people get married, like 16, 17, 18, like they'll get married by then. So I wanted to see how young adult authors kind of play with those rules because I don't think that audiences nowadays would appreciate like a marriage at 17 or 18.
Right. Yeah. So I'll give a little bit of a synopsis. So this is about Blythe and Briggs, and this kind of gives like childhood frenemies to lovers too. Like they've known each other growing up. I think the estates were like next door to each other or very close by. Plus they have like mutual friends and like cousins, I think, something like that. Like they definitely have connections. And so they're now like 17, 18, something like that. And they, like we said a minute ago, like they've kind of been like bickering, and like Briggs and his friends pulled a really mean prank on Blythe some years back. So like she has a grudge against him. But now that they're 17, 18, we're seeing that Briggs's father passed away recently, but his father was not responsible with the estate, with his finances. And so now Briggs is finding that they're broke. They have like a few £100 left to their name, and that is certainly not enough money to run the estate or anything like that. So the best and easiest solution is to marry someone with a huge dowry. So he has his eyes kind of on his friend's stepsister, Sabrina, because her dowry is like £50,000.
Yeah.
And then Blythe, on the other hand, her family is also in kind of dire financial, situation right now too. But what's interesting about her is that she has this like apiary business that she's trying to launch. So that's taking care of bees, like creating hives and harvesting honey from them, all that good stuff. And so basically they decide to go into this agreement to help each other out. So Blythe will help Briggs court Sabrina and eventually, marry her. And then Briggs is going to help Blythe make business connections to get people who are interested in her apiary business. So that's the plot. But of course, things get complicated and they fall for each other, even though they're both broke. So that's not good.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's basically it. I I really enjoyed it. I gave it 4 stars. I, like Lisa was saying, I was also very interested to see what a YA historical romance would be
Yeah.
like, how different or how similar it would be from adult historical romances that I read all the time. And I have to say, I feel like in terms of subject matter, it's actually not all that different from adult historical romances that I read. Obviously, there's no steamy scenes in this, like there's nothing like that, but um I feel like I've read a lot of historical romances where like one or both of the characters is broke and they need money and they're trying to figure out their financial situation. And I thought that, you know, we kind of had some mature themes going on, that like his father had a mistress and
Yeah.
like spent all his money on her, and like, you know,
Gambled.
gambled all of his money away,
Yeah.
and, you know, all of that. So definitely some similarities. I really feel like the main difference is that obviously these characters are younger
Yeah.
than the historical romances that we read.
Yeah.
So,
I think that this book, yeah, like what you said, is that there's just like not that many differences from a YA historical romance and a typical adult historical romance. The only things that are missing is like, I would say, the sexual tension and the like, the heat scenes, like the hot scenes, right?
right.
So those were like the things that were missing. And I think what they did was that they focused a lot more on characters building out like the characters, not just like our main characters, but like different side characters too as well. And then they included more family interactions. And then they talked more about like, like their state of their mind, and there's like just like the state of everything.
Mhm.
So they focus a lot more on that. They focus more on plot, for sure. I gave this book a 3 stars, so just like Alicia. I gave it 3 stars because I enjoyed really like a lot of like the first half of the book, where we kind of saw our characters really hate each other for very good reasons because of things that they said and things that they did. But
Yeah.
then they also had a lot of things that they were hiding from each other as well, because they don't really know each other. They just like basically were family friends in a way, and then they had some misunderstandings, and he pulled a really mean prank on her, so she has like these like feelings about him that she still has, like she hates him for it. And then he's hiding stuff because he's very proud of like keeping his family's image, and he's also like not trying to expose the family secrets. He wants to kind of keep his father's name up, or I don't know, like he's just trying to keep his father's name, even though he passed away and even though he gambled all the money away and that he had a mistress. So he's still very protective of his family. And I really liked how they turned into friends. Like they kind of dropped their differences, and then they kind of moved to the stage of just helping each other out and getting to know each other. And then yeah, there were just like a lot of scenes of character building. Like I think like Blythe, is that how you're saying her name? Blythe?
Yeah, Blythe. Yeah.
Blythe. There was like a scene where she kind of like realized that she was flawed, and the scene was when she was pushing her friend, or the friend that, or the girl that's like super rich, to jump into the pool and to like swim, and then was like telling her like it's fine, pushing her, and then she
Yeah.
ended up almost drowning, like the friend, and she realized that she was being too aggressive and that she needed to reflect on herself and to be a better person. So I like, yeah, it's just all these like little things. But then towards the end I was just kind of like, it's kind of slow.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was like, what's going on now? What is really going on now?
Yeah, I do feel like it was a little bit of a slow journey to get to the end, which and you could argue that the end was like a little too convenient, but I had a feeling that like that it was going to be like a kind of magic happily ever after of like, I don't know, somebody was going to swoop in with a lot of money and then their problems would be solved, and that's basically what happened. So and then what you brought up about like Blythe really realizing that she's flawed, I also loved that Briggs did the same thing towards the end. He realized that like he's been very selfish in his life, and like his friendships have been all about him and not so much about his friends. Right. And I loved that. I feel like that's great for YA in general.
Yeah.
Like thinking about friendships and like how you treat your friends, and all of that.
Wasn't there a part where Briggs and his best friend, they had like kind of like a falling out in a way where his best friend was not really talking to him that much? And then he's
Mhm.
just like, I miss my friend. Like, what happened? Like, why did you leave me? And then he
Yeah.
was just like, I'm sick and tired of being in your
Yeah.
limelight. Like, I just want to live my own life and focus on myself too as well. And like, they were able to bridge that friendship back together, right? If I remember
Yeah. Yeah,
correctly.
they did.
Yeah.
They did.
They
Mhm.
just needed to have like kind of like a heart to heart moment. So I think like in a way this book was very in a way it was very emotionally mature
Yeah.
because they were able to kind of dive deeper within themselves and to realize their flaws and work towards being a better version of themselves. And I think that this is very interesting and very good to have in books.
Yes.
Like no matter if it's just YA, it's like adult romances too, or adult fiction novels where you can inspire the reader to think more critically of, more constructively of yourself and to be a better version of yourself to your friends and to your loved ones. So yeah.
Especially from, like, male characters.
Yeah.
I think that's big. I think like, I think it's important. And, even though probably based on the cover, if nothing else, it's gonna be mostly girls and women reading this book,
Yeah.
but, I do think, yeah, I really liked that friendship. I liked that was added into the story. But I totally agree that, like, other parts were, like, slower and, like, not as, like, interesting or
Yeah.
exciting or, like,
Pick up
whatever.
a little bit.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We have some comments.
We
Hey,
have the
everybody. Story about two best friends. One likes the other, both poor, and a romance between a rich guy and a poor girl, complicated by a jerkish rich best friend.
so I
That,
guess that is pretty anything.
that's vibes for sure. Like
Yeah.
that's basically what's happening.
Yeah.
Um,
I never watched the movie, Kim. So I need to watch the movie. First of all, I thought the live show was yesterday. So I was like, I'm gonna read the book and then I'm also gonna go watch the movie, and then I ran out of time. And then yesterday I was like sitting here at 8 p.m. going like, why are we not live? And then I realized that our live show was today. But I could have watched the movie yesterday, really, but I didn't have a chance yet. So I want to watch this pretty
it's a
amazing,
good one. It's a classic '80s
right?
rom-com
I need
film.
to watch more of those.
Yeah, but I watched it like years and years ago. It's definitely been a really long time.
I was watching like early 2000s movies yesterday. I
Ooh,
rewatched How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
a classic.
Classic. I didn't want to rewatch it because 15-year-old me when I watched it thought the movie was way too angsty. And I was like, this is too much. So like I always had this like impression that I was like really angsty. And then I rewatched it now at 30. Well, I'm turning 30 soon. And I'm like, this is not angsty at all. Like I'm like, it's all right. Like
Yeah.
yeah.
I've also been getting into watching early 2000s movies lately too.
Right?
It's just the nostalgia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been building out a Pinterest board on outfits inspired by the early 2000s because like that whole shit is like all coming back, and
It is, yeah.
I want to dress like a romance lead heroine. Like I want to be, pink and shit all the
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But anyways, great book. Not sure if you wanted to talk about, more books that we're excited for.
Yeah, well, I looked up this author
Yeah.
and I saw that this is her only historical so far at
Oh,
least.
okay.
And then she's written a couple what looks like YA contemporaries.
Ah. Oh,
And
yes.
so I'm interested to see if she writes more of these. I feel like there were a couple of friends that like could get their own books maybe. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. But this was a good time. I also loved that Blythe had a passion for apiary business.
Yeah.
I think that was just really lovely to see, especially this is a Regency romance, 1812. Obviously, women and young women were not encouraged to have their own business ventures.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that was just really cool to see. But I would definitely read more from this author if she comes out, especially if she comes out with more historicals.
I have to like take a picture of outside right now because the sunset is just so pretty. Like what
Ooh,
the whole world is like, it looks like it's on fire because of the sunset. Oh,
that's so
gorgeous.
cool.
Anyway, so extra. Molly Ringwald and
James Spader. Yeah. I've
Yes.
definitely seen it before, but it had been, I think I was in high school when I watched it. So it's been a very long time, but yep, it's a classic. What was I gonna say? I'm trying to think of like I was kind of the other night looking up other YA historicals.
Yeah.
I know there's another author that I'm thinking of that like she's come out with a lot of YA historicals recently, and they're like bright covers like this. And I'm trying to think of who that is. Because like I'd love to read more of these.
Let's see. I think I know what you're talking about because there's actually not that many.
No, there really isn't.
Yeah. So I think it would be easy for us to kind of figure out. Let's see.
I think it's Martha Waters.
Yes. I think I read her. Let me see.
I think this is it. I think these are YA.
No, that's not YA. That's not YA. That's adult. Yeah, that's adult.
Dang, I could have sworn she had YA books.
Maybe she has other YA books? Amelie Howard writes a lot of YA nowadays.
She does?
Yeah, she writes adult romance, but she writes young adult. So she has a series that's going on.
Wait, maybe that's who I'm thinking of. Oh, this is YA. Queen Bee.
Yeah, that one. And then she has the second one that came out in the series recently.
Ooh, I'm gonna have to check that out.
And then let me see. There's like another person who writes YA historical romance. Rosaline Eves, An Improbable Season is another one. Let's see. So this is the book. This one. Ooh. You see it?
Improbable Season. Let's see.
Yeah. Maybe I need to change my brightness down. There you go.
Oh, okay. That's a cute cover.
Yeah.
Cute. Oh, you DNF'd it.
Yeah. Listen, it's really hard for me to like YA sometimes, YA historical romance, because when I'm reading historical romance, I want the tension. I want the sexual tension.
This is YA.
Oh, I read that one. It was fun.
It looks cute.
Yeah. I think that was the one that got me into looking for YA.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Sophie Jordan wrote one too, 16 Scandals. That was fun.
That's right. I never read that one.
That was, well, I gave it 3 stars, but I thought it was fun.
Cute. I'm just
Virginia Heath?
Yes.
Virginia Heath, that's adult romance, but I recently gave her a try and I read her series and it was like good. I liked them. I thought they were fun. They were like heavy, but like they were good.
Okay. Yeah, this is Sophie Jordan when we were talking about 16 Scandals.
That one's so cute.
It's really cute. Yeah.
That was probably like the second YA historical romance that came out that like caught my attention within the same year as the Bellegarde.
Bellegarde, yeah. Yeah, which series of Virginia Heaths?
Yeah, let me double check. Let's see. I'm very excited for Alexandra Vasti's series too.
Oh yeah!
Oh my god, her books are so fun.
I need to keep up on her books.
The Merriwell Sisters by Virginia Heath is like a series that I really enjoyed. Like they're just fun, but then they're fun, but then they're heavy. If I remember correctly, like the characters were kind of like they had like stuff going on in their lives.
Oh, it's this series.
Yeah, they sent me the arcs and then I just like put them off, and then 2 years after they finished the series, I was like, fine, I'll read it, and I enjoyed them, and I was like, why did I wait so long? So she's definitely on my radar.
Yeah, I like these covers.
Ooh, Sarah MacLean has a debut YA novel?
I gotta look this up. I feel like I know what you're talking about, but let me see.
The season.
Is it recent?
Let's see. Maybe not. The season.
The season's from 2009. This looks YA.
That was so fun. It has a classic Gossip Girl kind of esque cover.
It does look like Gossip Girl. It's
right? Like, yeah, it has the classic. Yeah.
I'm here for that. I'll read that.
Oh my God, should we?
Right? 17-year-old Lady Alexandra is strong-willed and sharp-tongued. In a house full of older brothers and their friends, she's had to learn to hold her own. Not the best makings of an aristocratic lady in Regency London, yet her mother still dreams of marrying Alex off to someone safe, respectable, and wealthy. And she's got her two best friends. She manages to get herself into what may be her biggest scrape yet. When the Earl of Blackmore is mysteriously killed, Alex decides to help his son, the brooding and devilishly handsome Gavin, uncover the truth. Interesting. So there's like a murder mystery.
Wow.
YA historical romance. Interesting.
And this is the new cover. So it looks
I have seen that cover. Yeah,
right? It looks cleaner and nicer. No offense to the old one. I like it too, but you know what I'm saying. Should I just buy now? Fuck it.
Should we read it next month?
Should we? Should we? Like, we're just looking at it like, Kim? Kim, would you rate it?
Yeah, this is the newer cover that I found. Yeah.
Let me place my order.
That's interesting.
It's $10. What's $10 in a bucket full of other $10?
Right.
That's more than $10.
I'm gonna look up. I'm sure it's like readily available in like libraries and stuff.
And there's an audiobook too as well.
The Season, Sarah McLean. Yeah, that sounds interesting.
Oh my God. And it's I think it's an Audible Plus catalog title. Let me double check. So I don't even have to pay extra to like get the audiobook.
The audiobook is also available at a lot of libraries I'm seeing on Libby.
Oh, I love that.
Let me see if it's on Hoopla. I think she wrote it on
a dare.
Oh my God, we have to read this.
Oh my God, it's free on Audible. Okay, let's read it. That's our pick. Thanks, Kim.
Right, that's our pick for next month.
That was easy. Usually it takes us like 40 minutes to go find. It was her first book. Really?
That is crazy. Yeah, because this came out before 10 Rules to Break, When Romancing a Rake, or whatever it's called.
Oh, I'm down. I'm excited.
Or 9 Rules to Break. But
yeah, we're doing it. And it has 3.78 with around 13,000, like 12.6 thousand ratings. So this will be a fun one.
Ooh.
Yeah, let's do it. We're fucking doing it.
Yeah, the season. So the audiobook is on Hoopla. My friends that have Hoopla. Cool. We just have to decide on a date and time for the live show, but
date and time, we'll figure that out. I'm a little bit busy and like, yeah, you're busy too. I'm busy on like the first weekend and second weekend, I would say. Maybe like June 15th. Should we do July? Like when does your shows end? Because yours start on the 21st, is what you said?
The performances are June 19th? June 26th through the 29th.
Okay.
But you said you're busy
7/14.
Early June you're busy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Haven't read it. Kim. All right, we'll read it together.
So intrigued. I am so intrigued about this. I'm gonna look up and see what did you buy for $10? Was it a paperback?
Yeah, the paperback, and it's the new cover, I believe.
Oh, okay.
But I wouldn't mind if I got the vintage cover because it's just so.
I like the vintage too. Yeah,
I like both.
The vintage definitely is of its time because it definitely like that's when Gossip Girl was on TV. Like that's when
But if I saw this at Walmart, I would think that's adult romance. You know what I'm saying?
Whoa, the paperback is only $7 for me.
Hell yeah, mine is $9.99.
Cool. I might just buy it then. But that sounds good. I feel like we're actually gonna really enjoy it. But yeah, the audio book is it's what, Audible Plus
Yeah.
too. So yeah, if you have Audible Plus, it's on Hoopla, it's on Libby. So cool.
I had the subscription of Audible where it was like Prime Day pricing, and it was like you get maybe like 24 credits. I forget the history credits, but like 24 credits for like $100, or maybe 12 credits for $100.
What?
It was just like an insane Prime Day deal back in
Yeah.
like when they had the Prime Day sales. And then so I was like, okay, cool. But then it's a subscription, so then it'll automatically renew after a year, but then it'll renew for a much higher price. And then I was like, oh, okay, like yeah, fine, like it's whatever, right? And then this year is when it expires, and then I was like, and I didn't know that Audible credits expire too as well. Even though you purchase them, they disappear after like a year.
Really?
Yeah, they started doing that, and they would send me emails telling me like you have to use your credits; they're gonna expire soon. I was like, what the fuck? So then I've just been mad buying audiobooks right now. But anyways, so I'm like, okay, wait, let me check the subscription because it's gonna automatically renew soon. So like, how much is it gonna cost? $163 for 12 credits. Get real. And then it was like $250 for 24 credits, and I'm like, that's insane. And I know that like a price for an audiobook is expensive, but the idea of $164 charge to my credit card in one shot kills me. That's a huge charge.
No. What the only thing that I will buy in bulk book related is my KU. I renew that every year.
Yeah.
But in order to like get a discount, I buy it as a gift for myself. Like for some reason, like you can only get like a really good price if it's a gift. So I just buy it for myself. Like
what's the price?
Oh, I can't remember. It goes up every year, but like it definitely comes out to like less than $10 a month.
Okay. Mine's $10 a month, and I don't know if they have a special deal where I can buy a gift for myself and then I save each month.
They might. What I did was you can Google something like 12-month KU gift or something.
Love it.
And I think like that lower price will come up if you do that. But
love it. I had a lot of like random subscriptions that I just started subscribing to because they had like deals in the beginning, and then it renews for like a higher price after like the deal ends. And like I was like not paying attention to my credit card charges, and then I looked at my credit card charges and I saw like New York Times $28, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh damn!
And I was like, I had a New York Times subscription, and then I go back into my New York Times subscription account that I didn't even realize I had, and I saw that they were charging me like $4 for a month for like a whole year, and then they automatically renewed it to $30 a month for like the past like 4 months. And I was like, holy shit, I've been spending so much money on this subscription that I didn't even use at all. And so so I canceled that shit. And then I had Kobo Plus at one point, and I forgot to cancel that. And then I think the ones that hit me the most, that hurt the most, are the subscription boxes, because they would send emails telling you, hey, we're going to renew your monthly subscription box soon. Like, click now to manage to like skip the next month. And the Bookish box, they removed the feature where you can do it yourself to skip the next month. You have to email customer service to do it.
That's bullshit.
So it takes one extra step to cancel. And it's like so shitty and ghetto, because it's like, what the fuck? Like, why do I have to? And then like the customer service people take like 3 to 5 days to reply back to you. Like they say that as a disclaimer. So by then, like your subscription automatically auto renewed.
Of course.
Yeah. So you have to like write like urge it in the subject line so that they can like pay attention to your request before like it automatically renews. But yeah, that's just like the pain that I feel.
Oh, that's so annoying. Man.
I know, and the charges are expensive because I'm in Canada, so I have to pay like an extra like $30 for shipping.
Oh,
so each box is like fucking $70, and I'm like, why am I paying $70 for a random book that I don't care for? So I'm just like, I'm fucked. Like, I need to like start deleting some of these subscriptions. But like,
yeah, I'm already spending you know, a decent amount of money on book stuff like every month. So like for me personally, I just couldn't justify doing a subscription box of like, well, I have book of the month.
Yeah.
But like that's pretty reasonably priced, but like I just couldn't justify. There's so many subscription boxes
Yeah.
out
I
there.
have book of the month too, and I forgot I had it. They kept charging me $20 a month or some shit. I'm like, this is fucked, and I don't even know how many credits I have left. I wanted you, and then if you cancel your subscription with book of the month, you lose all your credits.
Yeah,
that's fucked. Like, what do you mean? I paid for air? Like, I get so mad.
Right.
What? Like, that's a scam. That's a scam. Somebody needs to look into it.
Right.
It's a scam. It's a scam.
Anyway. So much of our lives is a scam at this point.
Capitalism.
Oh my God. Especially y'all living in Canada. Y'all are always paying extra for shit that you're getting from the States.
Like, what do you mean I have to pay import taxes or like the tariffs and the stuff like that? Like, because
Lord knows that's going up. So
the border customs. I have to pay customs. I'm like, what do you mean I have to do customs? So yeah, it's just tough. Yeah. But yeah. Anyways, I'm glad that we picked a book for our next month, and we're kind of continuing with the theme of like YA and stuff like that.
So that'll be fun. Have you been reading anything lately that you've been excited about, like historicals or anything like that?
Yeah, so like I'm doing this thing on my Instagram page for the past couple of months. I would say like 2 months now, where I'm like promoting a lot more historical romance. Because I just think it's a genre that like nobody's really talking about, and I just want to be a hype man for it. So if anybody's interested, check out my Instagram. It's linked somewhere on my YouTube channel, where I try to do like a weekly post on historical romances, so that we can like talk more about it and start the discussion. I'm really liking the interactions that we're having already on those posts, because like a lot of like indie authors are commenting, and then a lot of publishers are also kind of like reaching out and like wondering if like they want to promote our, their titles too as well. So that's good. But what I've been reading, well, I was in a deep thriller stage the past like week and a half, but I stopped, and now I'm back into contemporary romances. But before the thriller stage, I was actually like an avid historical romance reader, and I was just like reading like so many historical romance novels, including the one that I was telling you about, which was what is her name? Why did I just forget her name?
Oh, Virginia Heath.
Virginia Heath, yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I also read this book series by Katrina Kendrick. And let me see the series. Okay, like I should use my phone. I shouldn't use my laptop. It's called Private Arrangements. And like, so, okay, fun story is that their publicist reached out to me like maybe like 2 years ago and was like, hey, we can send you like the whole series if you want. And then I was like, no thanks, I don't want it, because like it doesn't look appealing to me. So like the first book I think is called like His Scandalous Lessons, and I saw that and I was just like, I don't really care for it.
Yeah,
pass. But then what they did was that they redid the covers to do like with a model, and I was like, okay. I was like, wait, what? And then there's just like prettier ones, like the Wayward Duke. Like, it's just prettier ones.
Yeah, I like that. I like those.
Right? So, and then afterwards, 2 years passes, and I'm just like, whatever. And then I see, like, the audiobooks being available at my library, and I'm like, they're really short. They're, like, 7 hours long. I'm like, sure. Like, it's easy to finish. They're so good. They're, like, dark, because it's, like, it has suspense in it. There's always going to be like a villain in each novel, and the heroine's always in danger, but she's strong and she can protect herself. But then our hero kind of always steps in to kind of like help her, assist her to get over the crossing, like the finish line, so that they're both safe and they both fall in love. There's angst too as well. Like the Wayward Duke is like number 4 in the series, but this is they are both married, but it's what's it called? Like, it's a marriage in trouble romance. So like he is a spy, but she knows that he's a spy, but he keeps her at arm's length, and she is actually the brains of every operation that he kind of does, because she's really smart at figuring out puzzles. and she's really like good with languages. But then she's just like really upset because like she got like pulled into this marriage where she thought she could have everything, which is like an adoring husband, and she really wants children, but he's never at home, so she can't have children because he's not at home. And it was like good. It was great.
Who's the author?
Katrina Kendrick.
Okay, I'll look that
And
up.
that is her pen name because she writes other novels. I think she writes fantasy novels under a different name.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Is a pen name for Elizabeth May. Yeah. It's
Hmm.
so good. I don't know. I really liked it. I really liked the series. So yeah. What have you been reading?
I've been a little slumpy because I've been so busy with work, but let me look at.
What are you excited to read now that you have a little bit of free
I
time?
know. Yeah, I have. I've been working on. I'm about to start the new Abby Jimenez.
Ooh, that'll be fun.
I have one more book to read in the Plated Prisoner series by Raven Kennedy.
Wow.
So I'm excited about that because I really love that series.
I want to reread that series because I forgot, but I enjoyed it too.
Yeah, it's good. It's really good. And then let me think. I've got a lot of random stuff. Oh, I really am probably in the next week or so going to finally read Sunrise on the Reaping by Suzanne Collins.
Wow.
I'm going to vlog that. I'm really, really excited about that.
I heard that was a really good one.
I've heard that it's amazing. It's just heartbreaking. It's just very emotional.
Oh, now you're just going to cry.
Yeah. I just have a lot of random stuff, like I really want to continue on with the Lorraine Heath series that I started a couple months ago. That's The Sins for All Seasons.
That was really dark, and I
love it. It's so good.
So sad. Oh my god, it was so depressing just reading through everything. And I know that, and in the author's notes, like they always say, like
I know
this happened. This is not, you know,
this is real. Yeah,
it's so sad.
Yeah.
I'm also in the middle of this novel right now. I have like an hour left of the audiobook. It's called The Big Fix by Holly James. It's romantic suspense, and it starts off slow, but it's so good right now. So
yeah. Oh, interesting.
I like Holly James. Some of her books are really good. Most of her books I really enjoyed. So this one was.
I think right now I'm in a mood where it's like I don't really know what genre I want to read right now. Sometimes I do get in moods where, like, I don't know, a couple months ago I was in like fantasy romance. Summer, I do tend to go towards historical romances in the summer.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Something about the vibe, like the countryside and like all that. Then I just have random contemporaries. But yeah, other than that, I'm not really. Definitely mood reading. Oh, I've gotten back into Cassie Mint novellas.
Ooh.
I love her novellas.
She's fun. Jessica James is back. Wait, Jessica Kane. Jessica Kane
is back. I've read like one or two of her new things.
I didn't really like it. I read one of her new things, and I'm like, what
Which one?
I don't know. Okay, I didn't even finish it. 1 second. Let me look into this.
Because I agree. I haven't been obsessed with any of her new stuff. So, yeah.
A Method to His Madness.
I haven't read that one.
67% in, didn't finish it. So we already know the deal. And we know how it's like supposed to be easy to read, but what am I reading right now? Yikes. I want to read a lot of hockey romances.
I know you've been going to all the hockey games.
I know. It's the playoffs right now.
You need to read your hockey romances.
I'm freaking out. Okay, wait. I can't read the hockey romances yet because there's too much hockey in my life. So I'm going to have to wait until the season is over where I'm depressed as fuck. And then I read my hockey romances to kind of fill the void of no more hockey games.
There you go. You have a method.
Yeah. And I have like some books. Wait, they're so tiny, but it's like so stupid. It's like, hold on. Can you see? Power pucking play, huge pucking play. Like, it's so stupid. It's like the stupidest titles ever. I want the cheesiest hockey romances ever. Give it to me. That's what I want.
Yes.
But not yet. I must pace myself.
Like cheesy or unhinged romances.
I want the most unhinged novels ever, but not yet. I must pace myself because I, the
Until
season's
after
coming.
the season.
Yeah. There's also this like historical romance author. She's indie. Okay, let me see if I could like enlarge this cover. My God. Oh my God. How do I look at the cover? Let's see. Cover. Look at this. This is indie romance. The covers look
Oh, I found out they were AI. The covers are AI.
that's very sad.
I know, because I love them too.
But the books are really good.
Mm.
So I feel like we shouldn't discard them or disregard them. The
Yeah.
first book was really good. This one is like childhood enemies to lovers, but she actually always liked him, and then he just thinks that she's a pest. And then now he's like shocked that she is beautiful and gorgeous, and she's just like, I'm not going to give you any more time in my life because you wasted my time when I was young. And I haven't finished yet, but yeah, I liked it. Wait, how'd you know it was from AI? Like somebody posted about it?
So those covers came out a while ago, and someone on Instagram then posted their own post where they like showed how it was AI, because there's certain things that you can see
Yeah.
to that's like a dead giveaway that it's AI. And then like this was my problem with it, because like it's one thing to use AI, but then like she was also like attacking people who were like bringing it to light. Like she was like encouraging her followers to like
What?
have them too. Yeah, it was like a whole thing. This was like a month or two ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Did she post anything about it on her own Instagram page? Or
I think it was like on her stories.
Oh, I did not pay
You're not
attention.
gonna see, yeah, you're not gonna see it anymore. But it was just really disappointing to see, because yeah, it'd be one thing if, like I said, she just used the AI and like that's bad enough on its own, but like then to double down and like get mad at people for pointing it out, and like when people have a right to know what they're consuming, they have a right to know if it's, if it's AI or whatever. But yeah, so it was weird. It got really weird.
No, it's weird when you're asking your followers to kind of attack other people.
Yeah. That's what I vaguely remember, is that like she was definitely not like, she definitely was kind of like encouraging people to like, and like I remember this one girl I followed, she was the one I think who originally posted about how it was AI. Like she was the one who like showed certain areas of the cover and was like, hey, this is how you know it's AI, blah, blah, blah. She then posted like a couple days later that she like had to take a break from social media because she got so much hate from like the author and from the author's followers. It was crazy. It's crazy.
This drama that I missed.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not fun. That's not
I know. Great. I know.
That's disappointing because I like her books.
I was looking forward to checking out. There's a recent series from her.
She has like this new series that she is promoting right now. It's a 90s small town retro romance series. So I think it's based on like older movies.
Maybe like 90s rom-coms. Maybe.
And I think it's set in the 90s too as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Ugh, disappointing.
Right? That's so disappointing.
Yeah. Internet drama, it's just the worst.
Yeah. I don't know. Some authors just need to chill out.
Yeah. Or some authors just need publicity training. Or just like a little bit more reading the room training.
Yes. Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
Not good. Not good. Okay. Well, shall we wrap it up? It was really nice chatting with everybody about Witty and Pink. Thank you for coming back to us. We have decided that we will be reading The Season by Sarah MacLean for our next book club read. More details to come on when our live show is. We're a bit busy in June, so we're going to have to figure that out. We're excited to read Sarah MacLean's first ever novel that she wrote on a dare.
Yeah, I know. That's so funny to me. That is so funny.
It's so fun. All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Have a good rest of your Sunday. Bye, everybody.